The Raptors lose. The Raptors lose. The Raptors lose. And boy, oh boy, was it ever a tough opening night. What is going on, everyone? Luca Rosano here, back with another Raps Report, a podcast where I talk about the Raptors and the NBA, and we're going to talk. We're going to talk about a very, very tough out for the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors lose 113-99. The Raptors lose 113-99, and it was a very, very tough loss. It was. And before I get into my little bit of a ramble and, get in on some individuals tonight, as I take a sip of water, I do want to say thank you to everybody who joined me for the live play-by-play and reaction stream that I did. If you are joining this Raps Report, I'll be doing a live post-game show after every single Raptors game from here on out. So definitely hit me up with one of these. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't new and hit that bell. Tonight's Raps Report is brought to you by VAUGHAN SPORTSPLEX 2. So before we get into what went wrong for the Raptors and get into some areas and flaws that destroy them tonight, I first want to say this. Congratulations to the New Orleans Pelicans, because this is a very good basketball team. And I don't want to take anything away from them. There's a reason why I have this team making the playoffs. And if you go watch my previous video, I have the Pelicans making the playoffs as an 8 seed. They came to play tonight, and they came away with a statement victory. Brandon Ingram started slow. Zion Williamson started slow. But boy, did these guys finish fast. Ingram led all scorers, 24 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds. Zion Williamson had a double-double, 15 points, 10 rebounds. Lonzo Ball had 16 points. This dude developed a jump shot or what? I mean, his jumper didn't even look that bad. Eric Bledsoe, we remember him from the Bucks series. He had 18 points. And J.J. Redick, my goodness, the standout of tonight's game. 23 points. He could not miss. And then you look at the Raptors, all they could do was miss. I mean, this team, did they forget to shoot the basketball or what? We've seen these type of poor shooting performances during the preseason. I didn't think it'd translate this poorly in the first regular season game. This team shot 30% from 3, 42% overall, and my goodness, did they ever forget to put the ball in the hoop in the second half? This was a tale of two halves. The Raptors looked good in that first half. Not a lot of areas to critique them. Third quarter hit. Stan Van Gundy calls that timeout. And the Raptors just looked flat. Absolutely flat. Nobody could hit a damn shot. The Raptors got outscored in the third. 38-22. Outscored in the fourth quarter, 25-20. But it was that third quarter where the Raptors looked lazy. They looked defeated. They couldn't shoot. Their defense wasn't as we used to see it. And we don't see the Raptors quit, if you will, or give up. I'll use that word here, give up, often. But I thought this team had given up as that third quarter transpired and then going into the fourth. I mean, this was a Raptors team, very uncharacteristic to see the type of performance and the type of effort we saw in that second half. That was tough to see. And during those dry spells, it brought up a very, very concerning thing about this team. And it is an area of concern that I had about this team going into this season. When the Raptors are struggling offensively, who is going to be that guy to get them out of the rut? Who is going to be that guy to get them going? And there was like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Nobody wanted to be that guy. I mean, Kyle Lowry, you got to tip your hat to him. He balled out tonight, 18 points, 10 assists. Pascal Siakam had 20 points, and I can't believe I'm saying this. He was actually one of the better Raptors tonight, and it didn't look like that early on, but he actually ended up with a nice game. But nobody could just, come up with that big-time bucket to get us out of that dry spell. Van Vliet couldn't hit a shot. OG Anunoby, where you at? And the offense looked very, very concerning. And if this is a team that is going to have dry spells and is going to have offensive sputters that we saw, it is not going to end pretty. I mean, the Raptors failed to score 100 damn points. This is a league that is designed for teams to score 100 plus points. So if they're struggling to put the ball in the net and then their defense looks lousy as it did in that second half, this team isn't going to win many games. The East has gotten better. The West has gotten better. You're not going to have a lot of easy opponents to beat up on. The Raptors came into this game as a 4.5-point favorite, and they played like the underdog tonight. They played like the lesser of the two teams tonight. The New Orleans Pelicans, they came in with a hunger. They came in with motivation. They came in with drive. And yes, we beat them last year, but they did not have Zion Williamson. And Zion Williamson made all the difference in the world alongside Brandon Ingram here tonight. We did not have answers for them. We did not have answers for their shooting. I mean, when was the last time the Raptors allowed an opponent to shoot 52% from the field and 45% from three-pointer? The Pelicans missed 10 free throws. It didn't matter. They were shooting the lights out. And not to mention, they out-rebounded us by 10. So going back to the Raptors' point of things, again, I can't get hard on Pascal Siakam. Yes, he looked sloppy on some possessions, and I know in my live stream I was kind of getting on him, but then he turned it on. He hit a couple of threes. He did have himself, an overall good outing. Kyle Lowry, same type of thing. I got to get on Fred VanVleet, man. I mean, you look at the two guys we paid recently, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, where the hell were these guys? Are they going to continue to perform like this? I know it's one game, but damn it. We just paid you guys the bag. We just gave you guys, spectacular salaries. We cannot afford VanVleet to score 9 points in 30 minutes when he's making the type of money that he's making. We cannot afford for OG Anunoby to just score 8 points. He's going to have to step up. He's going to have more minutes. He's going to have more of an important role. Obviously, after losing Serge Ibaka, Marc Gasol, we're going to need him to step up offensively. And yes, he did a great job defensively, especially in that first half against Zion Williamson. But then in the second half, when his defense was in there and his offense was in there, OG Anunoby, he looked like a guy that just didn't belong. So it was very concerning to see both OG and Fred, after their paydays, have the types of performances that they did. Maybe they were nervous, the first game back after getting paid. Maybe they got to ease into things, but again, we cannot afford those two guys struggling. And then Pascal Siakam, I know he tried doing Pascal Siakam things late in the fourth quarter, but it just wasn't working. We need consistency with our offense, and the story so far on this young season, and I'm including the preseason in the statement, is the Raptors are struggling offensively. And then you know why. There's a ton of rumors that suggest that the Raptors might be flirting with the trade option of trading Pascal Siakam for James Harden, because we need offense. This team needs offense. The defense is fine. I'm not going to knock the defense. Yes, they maybe, had given up when this game was out of reach, but the defense is going to keep us in games. The defense is going to do its thing, as it did in the first half. The offense is concerning. We need consistent offense from this team. If you're going to continue to shoot, worse than 33% from three, worse than 50% from the field, and the Raptors were missing wide open looks at some parts of this game. That was even, the most alarming part about all this. They were getting looks. They just weren't hitting their shots. Now, I know I'm getting on the Raptors a little bit here. Let's look at a couple of bright spots. I thought Chris Boucher was really good tonight in the minutes that he was given. 12 points in 15 minutes. That was a very, very pleasant thing to see, because he's going to get an increase in minutes. So it was good to see him look comfortable out there. He hit that mid-range shot with consistency. He also had 5 rebounds. Matt Thomas, loved what I saw from him. Hit a couple of 3 balls. Put the ball in his hands. Shoot or shoot. Give the ball to Matt Thomas, because he can come away with some big-time shots. And then the other guy who I was impressed with, Norman Powell, 12 points in 23 minutes. He was questionable going into this game, but I thought he gave us a much-needed lift from off the bench. Terrence Davis, 0 points, only played 3 minutes in this one. And then what everybody wants to know is, why didn't Nick Nurse play Malachi Flynn earlier? I mean, Malachi Flynn came in garbage time. He came in with 1:30 left. Why didn't Nick Nurse elect to play Malachi Flynn when the Raptors were going through their draw? Why didn't he just try to get him in the rotation early in the first half? I don't know. I had a feeling that Malachi probably wasn't going to play tonight, and Nick Nurse showed his hand that he was going to go with a short bench, and that he did. He gave, 4 players off the bench, 3 players from off the bench, heavy minutes in Powell, Thomas, and Boucher, and then Bembry, Davis, Flynn, and Johnson combined for 10 minutes. So Nick Nurse, he has a tendency of going with a short bench, but tonight it hurt him, especially when the Raptors starters were struggling. And the biggest area that people thought would be maybe a setback for the Pelicans would be their bench, and their bench wasn't a factor tonight outside of J.J. Redick. I mean, J.J. Redick single-handedly outperformed the Raptors' second unit. And he was just phenomenal tonight, and he gave that team a much-needed boost. And the Pelicans' 5 was just simply overpowering for the Raptors. I mean, Ingram, Zion, Adams, Bledsoe, Ball. This is a good starting 5. If they can find some more bench help outside of J.J. Redick, I know Melly had a couple of minutes in this one and Josh Hart struggled. This Pelicans team, they're going to be a tough out. They're going to be a tough team to beat in the West. So again, I don't want to take anything away from the Pelicans. The Raptors lost in uncharacteristic fashion tonight, but this was a well-prepared, much improved New Orleans Pelicans team, and this is a team that is going to make the playoffs. They will make the playoffs. Now, if you're the Raptors, you got to figure out this offense quick. You have San Antonio on Saturday. That's going to be a tough game. And you just got to figure things out offensively. And you got to, try to see what you have here. Especially when your starters are struggling, who is going to bail these guys out? And when Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, or even Siakam on some nights struggle, does that mean that this team is down and out? Does that mean that this team can't win games? Because I tell you this much, you can't be relying on Kyle Lowry at this age to bail you out all the time. And early on, Kyle Lowry was bailing us out because Lowry had himself a great first half. If Kyle Lowry wasn't doing what he was doing in the first half, the Pelicans would have went into the locker room with a lead. So how much trust is there on this Raptors team outside of Kyle Lowry? I don't know right now. Because if you ask me, when you talk about our young core, 3 players that we have a ton of money invested in for the foreseeable future, that is Siakam, VanVleet, and OG Anunoby, I don't know how much confidence I have with those guys providing offense on nights like tonight when things aren't going their way and when they go through dry streaks. The first half, this Raptors team came to play. The second half, I don't know what the hell happened. This team did not look like a confident bunch. And the Pelicans took it to them. And that is why the Raptors, for the first time, I think, in 8 years, I didn't know this, but this is the first home opener or season opener loss for the Raptors. Crazy. They have usually started the season 1-0, but right now they're 0-1. And they're going to try to avoid going 0-2 when they take on the San Antonio Spurs and DeMar DeRozan, by the way. He still plays for them on Saturday night. So again, I don't want to overreact. I don't want people to say, Luka, you're overreacting. Like, chill out, dude. I get it. It's one game. There's a long season. This is a new group. Somewhat of a new look Raptors team. We did lose 2 significant pieces. But what does concern me moving forward is the offense. And again, we saw glimpses of it in the preseason. We saw it tonight. The defense I'm not afraid of. The defense I'm not concerned about. It's just, where is our offense going to come when we need it to? And, I mean, we saw glimpses of this in that series against the Celtics. When the Raptors start shooting bricks, it is a brick parade, man. It gets ugly. It's like this team has two switches. They either shoot the lights out or they shoot bricks. First half, decent from the field. Second half, bricks. And that is why this game got away from us, when the Pelicans could do no wrong and they hit like 7 of 8 threes in the third quarter. They couldn't miss. So, we'll see how this team... We'll see how this team responds. But guys, what was your reaction to the game? Again, spike that like button. Let's try to get 100 likes in here. I appreciate everybody in tonight's Raps Report. This is my live post-game show. And I'm just interested to see how this team looks on Saturday night. Which version of the Raptors are we going to get? Are we going to get the team that fights hard? Or are we going to get the team that gives up? Again, very uncharacteristic from this team in the second half. And yeah, you know the elephant in the room, you know a lot of talk is going to be, what should the Raptors do? You know, do you keep your players as is? Or there's going to be a lot of people saying, should we trade, you know, for James Harden? I wouldn't be too quick to, you know, push that panic button. But I do want to see OG and Fred VanVleet be consistent with their offensive games this season. And I do believe Fred VanVleet will turn it around. It's more about OG. If he can't take that leap offensively, how much will that hurt the Raptors in the long run? That remains to be seen. But, yeah, guys. Just going to take some comments in here. I know a lot of people are upset after tonight's game. I did a 2.5 live stream, and, yeah, it wasn't pretty. I give it 15 games to see where the Raptors are, says Jonathan. That's fair. That's fair. And the thing is, the Raptors actually have a favorable schedule in January. These next couple of games should be winnable too. It's February that is going to be a tough string of games for the Raptors. So, I mean, if the Raptors are slumping out of the gate during an easier part of their schedule, then that's going to be concerning. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't new. Ring the bell. This is Raps Report, live post-game show with Luca Rosano. Call Houston right now. I see a lot of people saying, call Houston, call Houston. Let's see what this team has. Let's not break it up yet. Let's not blow it up. At the end of the day, we still have a very promising young core. Let's give this team the benefit of the doubt. Let's see how they do when they got 15 to 20 games under their belt. If the offense is still a problem 20 to 25 games in, you might have to consider change. But right now, let's trust that these guys can turn it around. And let's just hope that for OG Anunoby and Fred VanVleet, the reason why they had an off game tonight is because it's the whole post-game, or yeah, post-contract jitters. Let's hope those guys ease in. But I will say this, Pascal Siakam, if he can give you 20-plus points consistently, you'll take that. I thought he played sound tonight. He didn't play extremely well, but he played how you expect him to play consistently. He did some things out there that, especially in that second half, that looked to be like Siakam. Early on, he was still trying to, get his feet under him. He did have a couple of turnovers. But if Siakam can just continue to not put pressure on himself and let the offensive game come to him, I think he's going to be okay. But the one part of his game that I still do want to see is if he can be a consistent scorer, if he can be a go-time scorer in the fourth quarter. Because it wasn't just him, it was all the Raptors. Like, nobody could get a clutch bucket. And I hate to bring up this guy's name, but that's what, separates this version of the Raptors from the Kawhi Leonard version of the Raptors. The Raptors had a superstar who you could rely on to get you out of funks. This Raptors team their chemistry, their depth is their strong suit, but a glaring hole that they have is they don't have that go-to scorer. They don't have that superstar. And it's going to hurt them on nights like tonight when the offense does struggle. 20 points is trash for a max contract. Baines 11 points is better than Marks. Baines, I like Baines tonight, man. I thought Baines was solid. I thought Baines was solid tonight in his Raptors debut. He had 11 points and 9 rebounds in 28 minutes. He had a 3. Baines actually looked okay, and I was surprised we didn't see Alex Len tonight. But Nick Nurse was riding with Chris Boucher, who had an excellent game. Matt Thomas is underrated. He is. And he could be our J.J. Redick with time. I think with consistent playing time, Matt Thomas can be somebody who you can rely on from off the bench. Raps lacking bear chemistry? Nah, man, not at all. It's going to take some time to get this team together. The Raptors' chemistry and their depth is a strong suit. Again, let's not completely overreact to tonight's game. Yes, we are all upset. Yes, we are frustrated. It's not the result we wanted. But expect this Raptors team to be better prepared and come out with just more energy for a complete 48 minutes on Saturday. But what was your reaction, guys? Again, I'm going to get some live stream commentary. Please don't spam. Let your point be made in a professional manner. Again, smash that like button, guys. Let's get to 100 likes. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't new. Plus, ring the bell. I'll be doing a live post-game show after all these shows. And maybe down the line, I'll implement a call-in feature where we have some of you call in. Guys, if you are spamming, I will remove you. So please, make your point and that's it. You don't have to say it 2 million damn times. What's going on, Sean? What's going on, Bredden? Yeah, I was very surprised that Nick Nurse didn't, play more of the guys that we went out and got. I mean, even Bembry, guys, he only got 5 minutes tonight. That is not a lot of time to see what, he can do. Terrence Davis, too, only got 3 minutes. Not sure why, especially when our offense was sputtering. I think Terrence Davis is one of our better offensive players. I would have liked to see him get more opportunities out there. And then the biggest head scratcher, Malachi Flynn. I really believe if you brought in Malachi Flynn, from an offensive standpoint, he could have done some things. And obviously, he had minutes under his belt, so this wasn't going to be an issue of the stage being too big for him. I wanted to see how he played in that second quarter coming in as the backup point guard, and we did not see that. And the fact that we saw him with a minute left, it was laughable. And at that point, Nick Nurse was better off not even playing him. So I hope this isn't an issue of, hey, is Nick Nurse going to play Malachi Flynn? And I hope Malachi can be a consistent part of the second unit and get consistent minutes. Billy, not at all. Lowry was actually one of our lone bright spots tonight, and I hope Lowry goes nowhere because I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can. I mean, without Kyle Lowry, you're holding your breath while watching this team. Kyle Lowry's the glue. And we need Kyle Lowry fully healthy. We need him on this team for all 72. So, I don't want to hear about Kyle Lowry trade rumors or trade talk. This dude, stay put. And do not trade the man. Our offense does suck right now. And it's a question mark on this team. Because who do you rely on? Again, who do you rely on when you can't put the ball in the basket? And you play a good shooting team in the Pelicans who have multiple guys who could shoot the basketball really well. Larry's too important, 100%. I will say this. There's probably going to be a lot of people on Twitter saying, blow this thing up. Trade Siakam tomorrow. This team sucks. This team's not making the playoffs. Chill out with that stuff. It was a tough start to the season. We haven't been 0-1 in a while, so maybe this fan base has been spoiled a little bit with, great starts. I'm not ready to sit here and say that we should blow this thing up and that this team can't do anything this season. The Raptors defense is still going to be sound. We have a good bench if Nick Nurse, decides to play it properly. You just hope offensively, OG makes the leap. Siakam provides consistency. Fred provides consistency. And Kyle Lowry stays healthy. And then from off the bench, you want to see Matt Thomas continue to get minutes, continue to play well. You want to see the continued progression of Chris Boucher. I love seeing him in the game tonight. And then you want to see Terrence Davis mixed with a Malachi Flynn. Because we saw how deadly that backcourt was from off the bench in that preseason game against the Hornets. I was loving Malachi Flynn with Terrence Davis. And it's a shame we didn't get to see those two players playing alongside each other tonight. Especially Malachi with Matt Thomas. Because, we got shades of the Splash Brothers when they played the Hornets. No pure scorers on this team. Yup. I agree with that. We don't have a guy that could just go out and score in bunches. We don't. It's the reality. Fred VanVleet is more of a spot-out shooter. And I realize something about Fred is he's either hot or he's cold. There's no in between. It's either his game is on or he is off. And when he has his off nights, he can't generate offense other way. And that's just who he is. That's what you got to live with. And Pascal Siakam is the same. You don't have that guy that can just, score in bunches, change the complexion like a Brandon Ingram. The closest guy we have to that is Kyle Lowry. And my goodness, I didn't think I'd still be saying that with Kyle Lowry. How old is he now? What's the Tatum debate? Call Houston, Luka. Let me call Houston right now. Hey, so what can I get for Pascal Siakam? A pack of cigarettes and a basketball. Okay. All I know is I think Masai Ujiri is doing something behind the scenes. And I think there's some truth behind all these Harden rumors. Do I think the Raptors are, in fact, going to get Harden? Put it at like 60%. But I think Masai Ujiri is working hard behind the scenes because he sees that this team is missing something from getting them to that next step. Justin, I give the Raptors 60% because this is how I look at it since we're going to bring up Harden. I don't want to talk about Harden tonight, but I'll talk about it real quick. I still give the Sixers the best odds. I'll give the Nets the second best odds. The third best odds in the East, I'm giving it to the Toronto Raptors. I think there's some truth behind that report that came out that the Raptors are one of the front runners. And for people saying that, hey guys, James Harden wouldn't work, his attitude, this and that, he's disgruntled, he's too privileged, this and that. He provides offense. He's an historically great offensive player, whether you like him or not. And yeah, he doesn't play defense, but this Raptors team is great defensively. And if there's a system that will, get him on the right path, whip him into shape a little bit, it's the Raptors. So I'm not closed-minded when it comes to James Harden. I know a lot of Raptors fans are. I don't know why. I mean, anytime you could trade for a superstar, why would you close the door on that? But we'll see. We'll see how the James Harden market opens up. I mean, he's going to get traded soon. I give him another week because right now Houston's a mess. They can't even string together 8 guys for a game, let alone get that team on the same page. I thought Norman Powell was okay tonight, man. I'm not going to overanalyze his game. I thought he did what he needed to do. He got minutes from off the bench. He's positioned to be that 6th man. You know, that guy like a Serge Ibaka to come in and give us that boost. And I didn't think he played horribly. I think he had a nice start to his season. We didn't see no Paul Watson tonight. No Alex Len. No Watanabe. I don't think we're going to see a ton of him. Steve Nash looked great in his coaching debut, Dante. He looked absolutely great. I have him winning Coach of the Year for a reason. I would not start Boucher over Baines. I would not start Boucher over Baines. I liked what I saw tonight from Baines. Keep him in there. Again, he's new to the system. He's new to the flow of things. Have what you had tonight with Baines starting, Boucher coming off the bench. Smash that like button, guys, though. Smash that like button. Let's get 100 likes on this postgame, guys. If you want to see more Raptors postgame lives and you're digging this, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't new. Ring that bell. We just hit 18.4K, so thank you so much. Let's hit 18.5K. This is Raptors postgame live. And like I said, as the season progresses, I might add in a call-in feature to have, live fan reaction, and then I'll have guests as we move along here. Maybe I'll have guests from the opposing team. Yeah, Lonzo played well tonight. I was actually impressed. I mean, his jumper looked a lot better, so he's definitely been working on that shot. Thoughts on Tatum's clutch shot? Tatum's great. He's a great player, man. I didn't watch that game though. I think I saw that he missed the game winner. Harden is a ball hog, but we actually need one. We need a guy who can score in bunches. Salim. Do you have a call feature for the Rockets? No, I wish I did. Maybe I got to get on the line and start calling. I like Matt Thomas's game. I really did. I hope he gets more minutes. I hope he's consistent with his minutes. And we could use a guy like Matt Thomas to hit threes. Because right now, the Raptors can't hit a damn three. And they have not done well with that department in the preseason and year to night. So you could use a guy like Matt Thomas who resembles a JJ Redick, of a guy who could come in and change a game on its head with his ability to hit the three-point shot. What would I give up for Harden? I would be okay with Pascal Siakam, Norman Powell, and 2 firsts. Thoughts on OG? Very disappointing tonight. He was great defensively in the first half. Second half, let up a little bit, and his offense wasn't there. You hope he can, find that offense, or else it's gonna be a very disappointing year for him. Hey, thank you so much, Justin. Yeah, I do want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday Season. Best wishes to you and your loved ones. Stay safe out there. And the next time you will see me live on this channel will be Saturday. I'll be doing a live play-by-play for the Spurs game, and then following that game, I'll be doing a live post-game show. But can we get 100 likes, guys? Let's go. If you want to see more live post-game shows like this, make sure you hit that like button. But yeah, I will be back on Saturday after the festivities. The second quarter for the Raptors, like I said, very surprising, uncharacteristic. I thought that team played flat. They came out with not a lot of energy. Their defense was sloppy. Their offense obviously stagnant. That did not look like the Raptors team from a year ago. That looked like a Raptors team that, got blown out in some of those playoff bubble games. I don't think the Rockets won't give up James Harden unless you trade Siakam. Like, come on, guys. Use your basketball logic here. If you're the Houston Rockets and you look to the Toronto Raptors and you want to get somebody in return, you're going to go after their quote-unquote best valued player, who is Pascal Siakam at this point. There's no way you're getting James Harden without putting Pascal Siakam in a trade package. So if you honestly think the Raptors could get James Harden without including Pascal Siakam, you got to check yourself, because that's simply not happening. There's no way the Rockets do that deal. So it's not a matter of who I would want to give up. It's a matter of who the Rockets would actually want if they are going to somewhat entertain a trade like that. Like, come on, man. The Nets are scary, Sebastian. And if the Raptors play like they did tonight against the Nets, they're going to get blown out by 20 to 30 points. Like, I swear, some of y'all think we're playing like NBA 2K. Let me just trade who I don't want for the other team's best player. Doesn't work like that. Mr. T-Rex, one bad game and everybody's losing their minds. We got to get that Joker meme. Yeah, again, guys, I didn't even want to talk about the Harden stuff tonight, but somebody brought it up. Let's give this team 20 games before we can accurately, make a prediction of how this team is and how this team looks and how this team's going to fare in the playoffs and all that stuff. 15 to 20 games. In a shortened season, I think that's a fair sample size. JJ Redick was fantastic tonight. I mean, I would love a JJ Redick on the Raptors. I really would. But again, we have Matt Thomas, and I think he can be, well, he is the same type of player, and I feel like he could be that impactful on this team. What's going on, Brian? Their defense was good in the first half, Trevor. I mean, the job that OG did on Zion, it was really impressive. And you could see that Zion Williamson was very, very frustrated, and he couldn't get anything going offensively. And the Raptors' defense as a whole was very good in the first half, and that's why they had a lead going into the locker room. They outscored the Pelicans in both the first and second quarter, but then I don't know what the heck happened in that third quarter. When the Raptors were up by 11, it was that Stan Van Gundy timeout that was called, and after that timeout was called, everything changed. Everything changed. That's a good point, Ben. And that is very unlikely. I mean, we've seen Raptors have pretty bad third quarters, but in the fourth quarter, when they still came out flat and they weren't able to figure it out, I mean, that was a Raptors team we haven't seen in a while. The adjustments were not made. 0 of 9 from 3. That did not help either. So now we'll see with this team, you know, where they're at in terms of their resiliency. We got the Spurs on Saturday. Can you go into San Antonio in your first road game, play a much better game, and how will Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby look? How will, you know, Siakam look? How will this bench look? We're going to learn a lot about this Raptors team early on, and we're going to see what this team is made of on Saturday. Can this team bounce back? And can they figure things out offensively and go into San Antonio, who's still a pretty good team? Are they a playoff team? No. But that's still a team that you can't take lightly. And I believe they won tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they won. They won pretty handily against the Grizzlies. And their offense was on fuego tonight. I see DeRozan led all scorers with 28 points. Saturday's going to be a big game for this Raptors team. Can they make the adjustments? Can they come out strong? And can they pick up a win? What's going on? Our Dan Zinger, channel member. Appreciate channel members, all viewers. Again, if you want to become a channel member, hit that join button. It does help the channel immensely. You can help support this channel on a monthly basis. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's get up and over 100 likes, guys. Again, if you want to see more live post-game shows, hit that like button. Over the course of the season, I will try to do, call-in features, have guests on the show. So I got big things planned for this show. So please keep it locked and loaded, like, and subscribe for more. And follow me on social media, guys. If you want to talk basketball throughout the season, my DMs are open. That's Instagram, that's Twitter, that's TikTok. Usernames down below. Join me all season long for Raptors coverage. As the Raptors lose tonight, 113-99. You look at the top scores for both sides, and it was a tale of two halves in this one. And I do want to say that tonight's sponsor is VAUGHAN SPORTSPLEX 2. They are going to be sponsoring all these post-game shows, so shout out to Tony. Doing great work over there at VAUGHAN SPORTSPLEX 2, especially during these difficult times. Support small business, now more than ever. I mean, the caveat here, guys, is, did the Raptors really lose their home opener? I mean, they play this game in Tampa, Florida. Technically, it was not in Toronto. Some food for thought. I do have to say, didn't really feel any different. And I didn't even notice the fans in the stands. There were a couple of fans tonight, and there will be for the Raptors home game. So hopefully, they get to see much better Raptors basketball in the Florida area throughout the season. I will not be going live for Christmas. I'm going to be taking the next 2 days off, guys. So again, Merry Christmas to everybody, to you and yours, and I'll be back at it again Saturday with a play-by-play and then a post-game show. Superfan Nav missing home games. That is very, very true and very, very disheartening at the same time. I met Nav a bunch of times. Great guy. And, yeah, I mean, I wonder what he's doing now that he can't go to the games. I think Larry retires a Raptor. That's my 2 cents on that. I know we still got ways to go until that, but I think he ultimately retires a Raptor. But guys, that's it. Yeah, I think that's all there is to say about tonight's game. Raptors come out flat in the second half, proves costly. Offense sputters, defense lethargic, and it results in an L. They lose 113-99, and they will play the San Antonio Spurs on Saturday. Quick turnaround time. We are officially into a new season, so they better figure it out quick. Because remember, there's only 72 games this season, so it's a shortened regular season. Therefore, less games and less room for error. Again, smash that like button on your way out, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, plus ring that bell. Thank you so much for watching tonight's live post-game show, Raps Report, a podcast where I talk about the Raptors and the NBA. This is Luca Rosano. Merry Christmas. Stay safe. Happy holidays. And before I go, I want to just thank the channel members of this show and of this channel. They support a lot of great things. So thank you so much for your continued support. Become a channel member today, if you can. That's it for me. Raptors lose. Hope to do better next time. Until next time, be great and stay blessed. Peace out, everyone.